Hello, Juan. Hi, can you hear us?
Very good. I'll see, we'll talk then.
2:30. Hello, Juan. Can you hear us?
Yes, hi. Just when I'm on my way to a location, I'll see.
He said, hold on, let me see. They said they're going to text me.
Hello, Juan. Can you say a couple of words? We can't hear you. Can you speak up more?
Hello?
Very lowly. Are you going to resign in?
Yes, I'll remain for now.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Sounds like you.
Recording in progress.
It's already co-host.
Okay.
I'm getting bold.
We will now reconvene the special city council meeting. Madam City Attorney, do we have anything to report?
We had one item on the closed session agenda. On that agenda item, the city council gave direction to its legal counsel, and that ends the closed session report.
Thank you. The special city council meeting is now adjourned. Before I begin the regular city council meeting, I would like to inform members of the public that I will be taking public comment for non-agenda public comment and for items on the agenda via our teleconference line. Those wishing to address the city council may call 562-299-6622 when I make that announcement. In order to ensure that non-English speakers receive the same opportunity to directly address the city council, the city of Downey will continue to follow Government Code Section 54954.3B2 and provide non-English speakers double the allotted time to make their public comments utilizing a translator. All other speakers will be given the allotted 3-minute speaking time as established by the Downey Municipal Code, unless modified by the Mayor Pro Tem. All public comments will be recorded into the record. Once your time has ended, the call will immediately be disconnected. For those who have submitted their comments via email, your comments will be read into the record at the appropriate times during the meeting, and no additional public comment will be permitted via teleconference. I would like to call the regular city council meeting to order. City Clerk Duarte, will you please take roll?
Councilmember Alvarez,
Present.
Councilmember Ashton,
Present.
Councilmember Trujillo,
Present.
Mayor Pro Tem Pacheco,
Present.
and Mayor Frometa is excused.
Thank you. I would now like to invite up former Mayor Mario Guerra, to do the invocation for us.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me. I appreciate it. It's always great to be able to pray together. If we can put ourselves in a prayerful moment. Compassionate and loving God, every day you give us your gift of unconditional love and blessings. And today, as we honor our past with gratitude, we also ask for your help to dedicate our future. It's always a special day when we rejoice and pray together. In our world, Heavenly Father, today we seem divided, and we ask you for unity. Today we seem fractured, and we ask you for peace. Today we seem troubled, and we ask for the ability to come together. And because of your love, we share a vision and want to help all your people. With our spirit of giving, may our sacrifice gifts be pleasing and acceptable to you. And today, we ask for your goodness and blessings to do the right thing for those who serve you as the humble servants of your people. We ask you, Heavenly Father, with special prayers to protect those who protect us, our beloved military, and all our first responders and their families, our police, and our fire. Tonight, we also honor them and those who have served defending the goodness of our country. May our veterans always be in your love. As we celebrate many things this month, including the birthday of our beloved Army, we also ask for compassion and dignity for all. You made us in your image and likeness, and therefore we are all worthy of respect from one another. Help us, Heavenly Father, to see that every human being is created by you in your image and should be afforded compassion, love, kindness, respect, and dignity. Keep us from engaging in helpful and harassing behavior toward any individual or group. We thank you today for our city and our city leaders and ask that their wisdom, leadership, and compassion for all those that are gathered here today and those who they represent be an example to everyone. As a community, may we look to our future united in faith, confident in love, and renewed in hope. In your name we pray. Amen. Thank you.
Now I'd like to invite up our Fire Chief, Dan Herlog, to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Please remain standing and turn and face the flag, and join me in our nation's flag salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Now is the time for a presentation, so I will proceed down. And I would like to also invite my council colleagues down. So the first proclamation that we have for this evening is a proclamation in honor of Pride Month, which is the month of June. I was about to say July. For the month of June. So for this proclamation, I'd like to invite up our council member, Mario Trujillo, who's going to help me with the presentation.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We're asking Mr. Bill Tarkanian from the LA Centers for Alcohol and Drug Abuse, better known as LA Carter, please come forward and accept the proclamation on behalf of the council, recognizing June as Pride Month. Mr. Tarkanian, please come forward.
Thank you. Thank you.
Do you want me to read it? No, you go first.
Okay. I was trying to have Mario speak a little bit more. But I have here, well, first and foremost, I just want to thank you for joining us here at our council meeting. And thank you for being one of the supporters for our Pride Picnic. So I thought it only fitting for this proclamation to be provided to LA Carter. So I have here in front of me a proclamation, whereas the city of Downey is a welcoming community and a great place to live, work, and visit. And whereas the fabric of a community is enriched and strengthened by the rich diversity of the individuals and groups who comprise its neighborhoods. And whereas the city of Downey celebrates the value, growing recognition, and contributions of the LGBTQ community. And whereas Pride celebrations have taken place around the country every June to commemorate equality. And whereas it is most important to be kind and to show respect to all of our community members. And whereas all people deserve to live with dignity and with respect, free from fear and violence, and protected against discrimination, regardless of their gender identity or sexual orientation. And therefore, be it resolved that the City of Downey City Council hereby proclaims the month of June as LGBTQ Pride Month to celebrate the great diversity of our community. So I present this to you. Thank you. Would you like to speak?
Thank you. I'll be very brief. Thank you. Thank you. What a beautiful proclamation. And on behalf of the 340 employees of the Los Angeles Centers for Alcohol and Drug Abuse, our executive director, Mr. Juan Navarro, a proud resident of the city of Downey, our board of directors, including our esteemed city council member, Mr. Trujillo, we thank you for the support of diversity in our community. We are honored to be part of this event and honored to collaborate with the city of Downey. Thank you.
Thank you. And also, I have here with me a lapel pin of the city of Downey. So,
Thank you so much.
thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Okay.
By the way, it's not official without a picture,
Yes.
otherwise we take it back. So we gotta stay for a picture.
Picture.
Wonderful.
Right here. Yeah.
That front? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it.
And to help me with the next proclamation, I'd like to invite up former Mayor Mario Guerra to help me with the proclamation for the United States Army's 246th birthday.
Well, thank you for inviting us here today to Madam Mayor and the members of the City Council. As she mentioned before, my name is Mario Guerra, and I'm honored to serve in the Army as a civilian aide to the Secretary of the Army. I was appointed and sworn in the last week of President Obama's administration, reappointed 2 years later by President Trump's administration, and I'm now serving under President Biden's administration. On behalf of Secretary Christine Wormuth, the 25th Secretary of the Army, I'm honored to be here tonight. Next week, the United States Army celebrates 246 years of service to our nation. And as you know, people are our number one priority. As we celebrate that birthday, our tagline, honoring the courage of the American soldier, reminds us that whatever challenges we face as a nation, domestic or foreign threat, a natural man-made disaster or public health crisis, our Army will always be there to answer the call and to serve and support. On June 14, 1775, the United States wasn't even a nation yet. At the time, the only source of defense people had was their local militia, consisting of part-time citizen soldiers who were mostly untrained. On that day, the Second Continental Congress, representing the 13 colonies, voted to establish the Continental Army to fight for our nation's independence during the American Revolution. General George Washington was appointed to lead us. 246 years later, we continue to fight and defend our nation. And as all we can relate, this past year has been a profoundly challenging time for our soldiers and civilians. And yet, our Army, they all rose to the challenge, as the Army always does. And they have the courage to continue working together as a team to serve our nation in support of COVID-19 fight and disaster relief efforts. At one time last year, for the first time in our nation's history, every single FEMA territory was on active call in their areas of operations. Our Army, National Guard, Army Reserve were ready to serve once again. Our Army people have also been there working together and courageously to assist with COVID-19 vaccinations. We saw that firsthand here in Los Angeles in many areas. The United States Army led the way in Operation Warp Speed, too, led by General Gus Perna, to find a vaccine so quickly that literally has saved thousands of lives. Today, we uphold our tradition of observing our birthday, this milestone in our history. We believe it's important to pause to recognize that whenever the nation has needed us in the past 246 years, our people have answered the call. This year marks the 30th anniversary of Desert Storm, the 70th anniversary of the Korean War, the 50th anniversary of the Vietnam War, and the 175th anniversary of the Mexican-American War. All conflicts where the Army protected the interest of our country. Today and always, we celebrate, recognize, and honor soldiers and their families, Army civilians, veterans, and retirees. Army soldiers and civilians embody our core Army values of loyalty, duty, respect, service, honor, integrity, and personal courage. A lot of the same words that we see here in these walls here in character counts. Happy birthday to the United States Army. Thank you for recognizing us here today. And I want to call up Captain Charles Johnson. He's the commander of the Long Beach Company from our Los Angeles Recruiting Battalion.
Thank you, Mario, for that introduction. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Captain Johnson. I'm the commander for the Long Beach Recruiting Company, United States Army Recruiting Command. On behalf of Major General Vereen, I thank you for allowing us to be part of your city council meeting tonight and taking the time to celebrate the Army's 246th birthday. Mayor Frometa, Mayor Pro Tem Pacheco, council members, and the people of Downey, it is an honor to share a few moments with you to mark this special occasion. Again, thank you, Mario, for the introduction. He's a very good friend of ours. He is the civilian aide to the Secretary of the Army. He's essentially the continuity between the Army and the city leaders like yourselves here today. As I depart, the city and the soldiers do as well every 2 to 3 years. He is that stronghold that ties us together within the community. I'd like to also recognize a few others in the room today. I have Major Miguel Diaz. He is in the back. He is the officer in charge of the Los Angeles Strategic Officer Recruiting Detachment. He has a mission that is focused on helping the Hispanic community specifically to capitalize on the many college and ROTC scholarships and unique opportunities for young men and women who possess the potential to become an officer within our ranks. Essentially, him and I are your officers and your direct links for supporting and developing the next future soldiers within the Downey community. I also have a few of my own soldiers here. Sergeant First Class Gonzalez Rodriguez, he is the station commander for the Norwalk Recruiting Office, and Staff Sergeant Kelly is one of our newer recruiters who is assigned to the area of operations, which includes the city of Downey. Those young men in the back there, they're essentially the tip of the spear when it comes to our recruiting efforts. And they have actually brought one of our new recruits in the back, which I'll discuss here in a minute. Mario touched on some of the history of the Army, so I'll skip some of my notes there. He kind of hit on the highlights, but essentially we are turning 246 years old. We are a year older than our nation, which is pretty significant. And when General Washington, he was the first commander-in-chief, actually 14 years before he took the presidency, which is pretty unique. Something also that is very unique to us, when we take the oath of enlistment, we swear allegiance to the Constitution. We don't swear an oath to an emperor or a king or a ruler. We actually uphold the Constitution that we the people created for the people, by the people. And that's something that I'm going to use this unique opportunity, if I'm allowed, to actually do the oath of enlistment to one of our new recruits. This future soldier that I'm going to bring up front, his name is Gabriel. He's current senior at La Mirada High School, and he actually just enlisted pretty recently into the infantry. I'll stand right there. And he'll be shipping out next month to basic training. So we're going to do the oath of enlistment. He has some family present. Unfortunately, they didn't get to see him in the first time. So we'll do this, and then we'll go ahead and cut the cake. Okay?
By the way, the rules are the oldest person and the youngest person cuts the cake. So you guys figure out who the oldest person is or who wants to admit to it. I'm looking at John Osprey or maybe Gilbert.
I, Gabriel, do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same. I will obey the orders of the President of the United States and the orders of the officers according to the regulations code, uniform code, military justice. So help me God.
It's that easy. All right, so now we'll move on to the proclamation, and then we'll go ahead and cut the cake. Thank you.
All right, you and the new enlistee should cut the cake.
I agree.
Somehow that felt like an insult. No, I'm teasing.
We're just close.
Congratulations, and thank you for your service. And to all the men and women serving, thank you for your service, and thank you for being here at our council meeting. I have here before me a proclamation that states, whereas the United States Army was established by the First Continental Congress on the 14th day of June, 1775, and whereas the United States Army exists to defend the freedom of our citizens and our nation's security interests, and whereas many citizens of Downey have served their nation and given the ultimate sacrifice in defense of our freedoms as members of the United States Army, and whereas it is proper to recognize the United States Army annually on its birthday and thank those who have served and those who are presently serving. Now, therefore, I, Claudia M. Fermetta, Mayor of the, well, actually, I'm not Claudia, but a mayor of the city of Downey in the state of California, do hereby proclaim June 14, 2021 as the United States Army's 246th birthday, and encourage all citizens to join me in this salute as we express our gratitude to those who have served and those who are now serving to protect our nation and its freedoms. Thank you.
Thank you.
Everybody else took mobs.
I'm about to.
Yeah.
Make sure you guys get those. I don't know if it's these. Yeah. Okay. And flatten out.
Yeah. So you guys. Just a little bit. Perfect.
How about a picture with the parents?
I'm his girlfriend.
Good idea.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Congratulations. There'll be cake outside. Take some back to the station after I'll send you that. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Chief. Is it? No. You got it. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, I'm good. No, I'm good. Thank you.
So again, tradition, we do have the oldest and the youngest cut the cake with the saber.
No. Really? In this whole room, I'm the oldest person? No. Yeah. Yeah, we'll go with that then. Okay, so Major. Yeah. And you're the youngest. We'll do the oldest. No, Captain, come here. Come around there. Go on the other side. Yeah, you guys get around. Yeah, get around.
So usually by tradition, the way this works, the youngest soldier will hold on to the saber, and the oldest will have the hand up as guiding you, as you're gonna get other NCOs and other officers that will be guiding you through your career. It's an honor to have you in our ranks, into your family. Thank you for trusting us with your son. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
All right.
Good. All right.
So 10 years ago, 10 years ago, got the berry right here. Okay, and then the officer who was holding it with her hit it so hard it broke the table. On there, seriously, that happens.
It happens.
Yeah. Good thing.
Yeah, you've seen it. Thank you.
Thank you.
for having us on.
Thank you. Thank you.
All of you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
We will now take a recess.
You guys wanted to take it out there? Yeah. You guys are not, I don't know.
Yeah, but take it outside.
Yeah, take it out there.
No, you guys do whatever you got.
No, take it out. Take it out.
There you go.
Mario, you're gonna have some. You're gonna have some, right? Because we're gonna take a recess.
Yeah, but it's us, we got this.
All set? Okay. We will now reconvene our city council meeting. And now is the time for city council member announcements, requests for future agenda items, conference meeting reports. And I'll start with my far left with Councilmember Mario Trujillo.
Nothing to report this meeting. Thank you.
Thank you. And now we will proceed with Councilmember Sean Ashton.
All right, good evening, everyone. I'll keep my comments brief. Wanted to have staff come back to us in regards to the outdoor dining. I know we passed that, back in the heat of the pandemic and that, and just kind of what our plans are and what we're gonna, what the goal is to either if we're gonna extend it or remove it or whatever. But I'd like to just have staff come back to council with that, just so that way we can have that presentation and take a look at how it's worked for our city, and if there's things we need to tweak, we can tweak it, or whatever we need to do. And then the second thing is just for those of you watching, I'll be having a town hall meeting, in-person town hall meeting. Now that things are kind of opening up, I wanted to kind of get back out there and, let people kind of talk to me. I know sometimes, making it to a council meeting is tough for people. So I'm going to be having a town hall meeting on Thursday, June 17th at 6 p.m. And it will be at the Barbara Riley Center. It'll still be kind of socially distanced. We'll be in the big room there. So, should be relatively safe. I'll still have my mask, but if you feel, depending on, where we're at, come that time, we can address whatever issues we might have with that. But I did want to at least be out there and let everyone know, what's happening in the city. I know the mayor's formally done one, and I know Councilmember Alvarez is planning on doing hers pretty soon. So just wanted to kind of give everyone an update on what we're doing and what I've done, and any other questions you might have for council. So I look forward to seeing you there. I know the one comment I've had so far on it is are we going to do something virtually with that? And we're trying to work out the logistics on that. I can't promise anything with that right now, but the goal is to kind of do something, in person, and allow people to access virtually to find a way to do that. And, we're working on that. I can't promise it right now, but that's something we are working on. With that concludes my comments. Thank you, Madam Mayor Pro Tem.
Thank you. Next up, we have Councilmember Catherine Alvarez.
Thank you, Blanca. Thank you so much. Good evening, Downey community. Tonight, I will keep my comments brief. I want to say that I really appreciate our public. Thank you for always reaching out to us and for making your voice heard at city council meetings. I would like to clarify that I had no role in any statement made at the city council related to the case involving Mr. Vijay Patel filed on March 29, 2021. I certainly did not instruct anyone to make those statements that they were made on their own volition. I welcome the public's right to speak up at the city council. Please reach out to me with any questions or concerns. My phone number is 562-328-9405. And also, I can be reached at my emails and directly at the city council office. Next, I want to say Happy Pride Month here in the city of Downey. Thank you to the mayor and Pro Tem Pacheco for making the LGBT Pride Month proclamation. Also, thank you to everyone who called in during past week requesting that Downey have to have a LGBT Pride flag. And I would like to request that we discuss that for the upcoming meetings, to have a pride flag outside of the city hall of Downey. And thank you again to our public for all your engagement so that we can move Downey forward. Madam Pro Tem, this concludes my comments. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Alvarez. I'll also make my comments brief, but I do want to acknowledge and thank the community for joining us this evening for our virtual council meeting. It's always nice to have communities that are involved and engaged in the community. To our IT, I know you do, you have a difficult job, but I do want to thank you for all the hard work that you do in allowing us to have these virtual council meetings. So little by little, Downey, we're beginning to open. Things are becoming a little more normal. We're attending more events. And on Memorial Day itself, I actually attended an event over at the Downey Cemetery where we commemorated and remembered those who served our country and lost their lives so that we can enjoy our freedoms. It was really nice to see everyone, so I do want to acknowledge and I do want to thank our Downey police officers who were present, and also our Downey firefighters who were present, all of our veterans, and also the community who was there as well. And as many of you are aware, the reason why we're starting to see more reopenings is because more and more people are getting vaccinated. In fact, as of last Wednesday, 62.5% of our Downey residents are fully vaccinated against COVID. So if you are not vaccinated, please make sure and do so that way we can continue forward. An area of concern, well, not really too much of a concern, but I did want to bring up that I would like to see if we could schedule a Rio Hondo golf course subcommittee. We haven't had a meeting in a while, and I'd like to see if we can set one up. And I do have some exciting news to share. Our next council meeting, which will be at the end of the month in June, we will be reopening our council chambers. So what that means is that the public can now attend our council meetings, and there will be no need to have people call in or email us. The details will be put out there on social media. So we'll be providing more information as to what the requirements are for attending our council meetings. But it's going to be nice to have the public here at our council chambers and, as always, involved and engaged, and we're here to listen to all of your concerns. So thank you, and we will see each other soon, Downey. And that concludes my comments.
Madam Mayor Pro Tem, I apologize. I did want to bring up one other thing really quick, if you don't mind. So one other thing, I apologize for forgetting this. Keep Downey Beautiful is going to be doing their first cleanup that they've had in a while, well, since the beginning of the pandemic. So it's going to be on Saturday, June 19th. It'll start at 9 in the morning. If you can get there about 10, 15 minutes before that so we can get equipment out. It'll be at 9200 Firestone Boulevard. I believe that is the corner of Lakewood and Firestone at the probably the Big Lots is what I'm guessing. I might be off on that, but definitely 9200 Firestone Boulevard, and it'll be Saturday, June 19th at 9 in the morning. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, Councilman.
Madam Mayor Pro Tem.
Thank you. One more item?
Yes, I'm sorry, Madam Mayor Pro Tem. If I could just announce that we want to invite our Downey residents to be part of the conversation about housing in Downey. We're announcing our Housing Element Digital Workshop. It's Monday, June 14th from 6 to 8 p.m. What is the Housing Element? It's basically a citywide housing plan, and that helps us plan. It's time to update what we've been working on related to Downey Housing's related needs and resources. So again, Monday, June 14th, 2021. Please look for it on our website. It is virtual. Thank you.
Thank you. And now is the time for non-agenda public comment. Before we begin the non-agenda public comment period, I would like to remind members of the public participating telephonically that the city's meeting rules contained in the Downey Municipal Code prohibit any conduct that disrupts, disturbs, or interferes with the orderly conduct of the meeting, even if you are participating telephonically. Due to the high volume of calls and correspondence received, each speaker shall have 2 minutes to address the council on issues that are within the city's jurisdiction. Since we're under a federal, state, and local emergency declaration in Los Angeles County Safer at Work and in the community order, I will limit this non-agenda public comment period to 30 minutes pursuant to Downey Municipal Code, Section 2105G. In order to ensure that non-English speakers receive the same opportunity to address the City Council, the City of Downey will continue to follow Government Code Section 54954 6.3B2 and provide non-English speakers double the allotted time to make their public comments utilizing a translator. All other speakers will be given 2 minutes speaking time. Members of the public who wish to address the City Council regarding non-agenda items may now call our teleconference phone line at 562-299-6622. Each speaker will have 2 minutes to address the council. For those who submitted comments via email, your comments will be read into the record, and no further public comment via teleconference will be permitted. City Clerk Duarte, do we have any written correspondence on non-agenda items to be read into the record?
Yes, Mayor, we do. Mayor Pro Tem, the following email was submitted by 5 individuals, and it contains the same language, so I will only read it one time, and I will identify the people that submitted the email, which is Worldly Love, Lolita Torres, Lina Gallo, Sabrina Villeda, and Samantha Cisneros. Dear Downey City Council, for the first time in Downey, the city is recognizing Pride Month, and I am writing asking that the city embraces this wholeheartedly by flying pride flags at all city buildings. For far too long, Downey has willingly ignored the vibrant LGBTQ community. In order to begin addressing structural harm, we must first start by recognizing a population that has been ignored. The next correspondence is from Terry Peña. Dear City Council, I am writing regarding Pride Month. Why would Downey want to celebrate a lifestyle? People are not born gay, so why treat LGBT behaviors like some essential, immutable characteristic? People may have friends or loved ones who struggle with homosexuality or transgenderism, but it doesn't mean behavior should be celebrated. People can love their friends and family, but still discourage or disapprove of the behavior. City council members were voted in to do the will of the majority of the community, not the few, especially a celebration that brings division and not unity to the community. We are asking you oppose Pride Month. We will remember when elections come if you voted the will of the people. The next correspondence is from Elsa Van Leuven. Good evening, Mayor Frometa and City Council members. I'm speaking regarding the article in the Downey Patriot titled, Alvarez can stay in office despite criminal past. City says, first, I don't know why an outside attorney was called on to investigate and decide Alvarez could stay in office. Our own city attorney should have decided if Alvarez was fit to stay in office or not. One wonders what illegal activity would make one unfit for office if theft, perjury, and welfare fraud aren't. Not only that, but this immature person thought it acceptable and I guess fun to harass city council members by causing disturb. I'm sorry. And by making loud noises with bullhorns at night. Also, when her opponent, Mr. Price, was holding meetings, the police had to be called twice because of her disturbing the meetings. One wonders if she is immature or just has a disgusting behavior problem. Whichever, the 3rd District of Downey and Downey as a whole deserves and wants a mature person on the council that has leadership qualities, not one who is guilty of theft, perjury, and welfare fraud. Now, the 3rd or other Downey voters did not know of her criminal activities before the election, and I don't think much of the attorney the city hired, who appears to believe breaking the law is okay. I don't think the 3rd District of Downey should have a special election to replace her. Some may want to go to the initiative process, as with Governor Newsom and Dean Gascon. People are tired of bad politics. Maybe Ms. Alvarez will have the grace to step down. The next correspondence is from Jessica Moran. Hi there. I am a lifetime resident of Downey. I would really appreciate it if pride flags were displayed at city buildings. It is important that our LGBTQ residents feel represented and appreciated in our city. Thanks. Next, we have an email from Jennifer Orellana. It is officially Pride Month, and as a citizen of Downey, I am disappointed with how the city of Downey had shown no support. Please show some support to your LGBTQ citizens and put up a pride flag at the very least. Concerned citizen. Next correspondence is from Kevin Esse. Utility, noun, the state of being useful, profitable, or beneficial. One could argue that information can be seen as a utility. The City of Downey app seems to be an avenue for residents to take advantage of city utilities like filing complaints, checking for transportation, and registering for recreation. But what about civil engagement? Wouldn't it be useful, profitable, and beneficial to have a feature on the app that notifies its users when the city council agenda for upcoming meetings is posted? Wouldn't it be even more of a boon if said agenda uploaded right to the app for easy access? That seems like it would give rise to a well-informed and involved citizenry. Just a thought. Next correspondence is from Lee Squire. Lee Squire, Vietnam veteran, U.S. Army, American Legion. Good evening, Mayor and City Council. Subject, Memorial Day. Freedom is not free. On behalf of Vietnam veterans, want to thank City Council and Department, Parks and Recreation, Police and Fire for their participation for event at Downey Cemetery. Want to thank President of Downey Police Association and Officer Trung for their presentations. This also shows the bond that veterans have with their brothers and sisters in local policing. We veterans need to speak up in support of local policing. Want to thank City for wreath at Vietnam War Memorial. I'm sorry. A singed red rose was taken to a Bastard's Canteen and placed on the table that has chair with POW MIA. There is also a wooden frame with names of 49 Marines KIA for either Iraq or Afghanistan. Constant memory that freedom is not free. God bless Israel. God bless America. God bless U.S. military and local policing. The next email is from Alex Caron. I would love to see some pride flags flying all over city buildings this month. Downey needs to show some love. Next email is from Jasmine Caron. Hello, my name is Jasmine and I have been a resident of Downey for 22 years. I have been going to school here since kindergarten and I love the community we've built. I am a proud member and ally of the LGBTQ community and I request that the pride flag be hung in front of City Hall. I see that other cities like Bell Gardens has done this and I think Downey can too. Thank you. The next email is from Sandra Padilla. Dear City Council members, as residents of Downey that voted our City Council in to do the will of the majority of the residents of Downey, we are asking you to oppose Pride Month. Rather than try to be woke and feel inclusive like the other cities that have caved, we ask you to do the right thing. If we don't celebrate Heterosexual Month, why LGBTQ Month? We will remember how you voted when election comes around. LGBTQ is not willing to understand that their personal lifestyle is solely their own choice and that is and that it is wrong and un-American to push it onto society in terms of laws, brainwashing of kids, obscene public displays, and sexualized drag queens dancing in the faces of 3-year-olds. We are asking you to oppose Pride Month. Remember, we voted you in to do the will of the residents of Downey, and the majority are asking you to oppose it. Sincerely, Sandy. Next correspondence is from John Lacey. Good evening, Madam Mayor, City Council members, and Mr. Rivas. I want to acknowledge Maria Alicia Duarte for her handling of public comments via email or teleconference phone. John Lacey.
I like how you snuck that one in there.
Yeah, that was good.
I was surprised.
I agree with John.
The next correspondence is from Arthur Shaper or Shapir. Dear City Council, it is with great pride, real honest pride, that I commend the California mass resistance Downey activists who have continued contacting the City Council and urging the City Council to reject any ill-conceived, inappropriate LGBT Pride Month proclamation. The City Council did the right thing when they rejected the inappropriate, costly, needless, and selfish motion of hosting an LGBT picnic, all at taxpayer expense a few months ago. The City Council has also made the wise decision to reject a Pride Month resolution for the month of June, as well for the time being. However, it is not enough to postpone the resolution to August. This resolution should be rejected entirely and never brought up again. Here are some disturbing yet necessary facts about homosexuality and transgenderism. Number 1, the average lifespan of a homosexual is cut by at least 20% because of the behaviors. Number 2, transgender suffer suicide at a staggering rate of 41%, and this takes place in the most LGBT affirming countries like Sweden. The problem is not homophobia or transphobia. Number 3, homosexuals have an average of 50 partners over their lifetime. This is not something to celebrate, but something to cause worry or caution. Number 4, all LGBT behaviors are fraught with disease, dysfunction, and death. You can read Mass Resistance book, The Health Hazards of Homosexuality, for more information. Number 5, the number of young people who have attempted to transition and then detransition back to their birth sex is staggering. Sadly, the damage to their bodies is irreversible. Government should not be normalizing such destructive apparent conduct. The next correspondence is from Theophil Aguilar. For the Downey City Council, as a Downey resident, I would like to let you know that my family and I oppose the LGBTQ Pride Month resolution. It's completely inappropriate and unacceptable. Please vote against it. Also, it's not enough to postpone the resolution to August. This resolution should be rejected entirely and never be brought up again. The Downey City Council should reject any Pride or LGBT Month resolution. It's divisive and discriminatory. It's unfair to celebrate one lifestyle and not the other. Please take action and reject this agenda. Thank you. The next email is from Erica Elizarraras. Dear City Council, I am writing regarding Pride Month. People are not born gay, so why treat LGBT behaviors like they need to be celebrated? Families and friends are able to be loving and kind to people with these behaviors, but knowing that this behavior is not approved and not a reason to celebrate. City Council members were voted in to do the will of the majority of the community, especially a celebration that brings division and not unity to the community. We are asking you to oppose Pride Month. We will remember when elections come if you voted the will of the people. That is all of the correspondence, and we do have a few calls.
Okay, we'll take the first caller.
Hello, please state your name and begin speaking.
Yes. So I want to start off by saying I would like to ask the entire city council to approve and fly the pride flags in every government building in the city of Downey. I want to tell you, if you keep hearing homophobic comments from people that are not educated, that have never opened a book, that think it's just a lifestyle but don't understand any science behind any of this stuff, please ignore them. They're not the ones who voted for you anyways. So do yourself a favor, and I'm looking at the 3 council members that I think could do the right thing here. Also, glad Frometa's not there. Don't know what's going on with her. Perhaps she didn't want to vote on this on the record. But if she's not going to be there to throw these divisive, homophobic statements, well, it makes the job easier. So please represent the city. Please represent the entire community, and please fly the pride flags. I know I saw some Greek flags this week. They were very beautiful, and I would also like to see the LGBTQ community being represented. So with that said, one last final thing I do want to say. We are asking all the council members to oppose the expansion of the freeway here in the 605 that's going to demolish over 400 parcels in the 3rd and 4th district, including a park, Dennis the Menace, and affect an elementary school as well. 3 council members seem to understand that we don't need pollution and racist freeways being built through our communities. But there are 2 council members who just don't care or are probably being influenced by an external motivation. Claudia Frometa and Blanca Pacheco. You need to oppose the freeway expansion of the 605. We will hold you accountable. We will call you out. We're asking you, do not be the
Time
one.
is up.
Thank you, Mr. Martinez.
Hello, please state your name and begin speaking.
My name is Chang Lee. Dear Downey City Mayor and city members, I've been calling to present against not for the people with the LGBTQ, but the agenda of promoting to be LGBTQ. Because it's not a matter of accusing nor discriminating someone who I do not agree with on the matter of sexual identity. As city members, county members, Pacheco presented for the matter of June Pride Month for equality a moment ago. I first want to clarify what she meant for equality. I do not know how current society discriminates people with LGBTQ in what sense. I'm not sure if discrimination was based on the matter of family, though at this time America does not give any discrimination for the family with people with the same sex. Society is built up by fundamental society unit, a family. What does family mean? Just having 2 people to live together? No, I read definition given in Merriam-Webster. There are several definitions, but I'm reading the first one, which is what's generally used. Family is the basic unit in society traditionally consisting of 2 parents willing their children. Why is this definition presented in majority dictionaries for family? I believe that everyone knows the answer. Having children. Some people may not be able to have baby due to their conditions. But naturally, a human being has the ability to reproduce, and the culture of family is generated to next generation and how we living on this society at this time. But LGBTQ concept destroying the very important concept of family. As city council, who should focus on building up Downey community, not just for the present time, but the time to come. But LGBT Pride Month is not considering the future, but the present time. That is why I'm persuading city mayor and council members, especially Ms. Blanca Pacheco and Mr. Sean Aston, to think again what's right for Downey.
Thank you, sir. Your time is up. Thank you. Hello, please state your name and begin speaking.
Hello, mommy Frometa. You know outside law firm called Warren and Company, Tustin, California, 92781. needs to apologize to every citizen of Downey, despite trying to dismiss Miss Alvarez in your criminal investigation, which had no backing. And two, Miss Pacheco, you talk about Captain Johnson Army, recruiting Army. No, we talk about Constitution, Johnson. And Johnson said to you, Miss Frometa, big head, and idiot Pacheco, authorize the laws so we can have the best. But no, you suppress a motto of censorship, of free speech on matters of public concern. You know, public needs to defend itself from emotional distress and loss of enjoyment. Ms. Alvarez, sue the city of Downey for damages, compensatory damages, entitled, and you shall receive from these dumb niggers who harass you by behavior and by example. Now I go into my public comment, still have 1 minute left. Alienating civilians, they are mean and meant to protect, to serve us. But no, serve us. Snyder versus Phelps. It reads into the record, God hates the USA, thank God for 911. America is doomed. Don't pray for USA. Fuck Guerra. Thank God for IEDs. Thank God for dead soldiers.
Thank you. Your time is up. Hello, please state your name and begin speaking.
Yes, hello, good evening. So I'd like to thank the council members for being there during Pride Month announcement celebration, except, of course, the mayor. The mayor likes to make it seem that she's all tough, but clearly she's actually now using her politics as an excuse not to do her work, which is, of course, to represent the city, right? So she was supposed to do this proclamation, but of course she doesn't agree that people should be equally valued in society. She doesn't want LGBT people to have the same rights and opportunities and privileges that she has. Because, again, she's a right-wing ideologue, and she supports all these right-wing ideas and right-wing politicians. She is a right-wing politician herself. So thank you to the council members that are there and that, voted for this. Again, the mayor is so weak. She always runs away when the issue, she ran away for your discussion about how to protect workers. That is not a leader that we need in Downey. That is the leader who only cares about herself and her right-wing politics to advance her own personal interests. And it's unacceptable. So thank you to the council members that are there, standing up for us LGBT community. Thank you all for voting for it. And thank you.
Any other speakers?
That is all, Mayor Pro Tem.
Thank you. We'll now proceed to the consent calendar items. Members of the public wishing to address the City Council regarding consent calendar items may now call our teleconference line at 562-299-6622. Each speaker will have 2 minutes to address the council. For those who submitted comments via email, your comments will be read into the record and no further public comment via teleconference will be permitted. City Clerk Duarte, do we have any written correspondence on consent calendar items to be read into the record?
We do not, Mayor.
City Clerk Duarte, do we have any speakers on the phone?
Yes. Hello, please state your name and begin speaking.
Yes. Please, council members, support flying the pride flags on every government.
That's not on the agenda.
Okay, you're going to hear what I got to say. So again,
Actually, you can only comment on items that are on the consent calendar.
Please remain quiet while I'm speaking. Do your job, council members, and please support that. Thank you. Bye.
Hello, please state your name and begin speaking.
What? How come I had Joey speaking, lady?
Which item will you be speaking on, Mr. Herman?
Consent items, lady.
Which number?
You got 7 items. 7 items. I want to speak on item 7. I want to speak on item 5. Regarding landscape golf clubs where us goats like to eat grass. Don't be a jackass. Come to the golf of Rio Hondo. The city manager will help you execute all amendments to eat as much professional grasscapes as possible. Yes.
Mr. Herman, you're not on topic. This is your warning. If you continue, we will disconnect.
My landscape, lady. Stop interrupting me. All these racist comments you make towards me, lady. Why don't you give me a break?
We are disconnect. He's off topic.
That is all, Mayor. Mayor Pro Tem.
Okay. Are there any council members that would like to remove or abstain from an item? Seeing none, is there a motion and a second to approve the consent calendar?
I'll make a motion.
A second?
Second.
City Clerk Duarte, will you please take a roll call vote?
Yes, Mayor Pro Tem. Councilmember Alvarez?
Yes.
Councilmember Ashton?
Yes.
Councilmember Trujillo?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Pacheco?
Yes.
And Mayor Frometa is excused. The consent calendar is approved.
Great job, everyone. And now is the time for staff member comments. City Manager Olivas, do you have any comments?
Madam Mayor, I do not. Thank you.
Okay, with that, we will now proceed to adjourning the meeting. The City Council meeting is now adjourned in memory of victims of the tragedy in San Jose, California, Tony Carlone, Los Angeles County firefighter, Sergeant Dominique Vaca, San Bernardino County Sheriff, killed in the line of duty, Jaime Huntley Park and Ryan Park, San Diego Police Detectives, Domingo Garcia, father of city employee Maria Rivas, and the lives lost due to COVID-19. A moment of silence. Meeting adjourned.